And that door is mysterious and locked. Why can't you put the red crystal down? Because it's too close to a red gate. I'm hitting circle over and over again here. Wait. I can put it down, just only right here. Okay, here is my only main problem with the game. You need to visualize where the range of these gates are better. Can't... Oh, what? I just pressed circle so many times. Okay, apparently you can put it down in the majority of this room, except when I did it before, it didn't seem like I could. Apologies, I guess it's fine. It's because your body was too close to the gate as well? Oh. Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense. It's still a little bit on the awkward side, though, but I guess it does make sense. What am I doing? I want to make this bigger. Dong. Okay, now we take it here. So the starting building is, yep, this one, I think. Spinnerinos. And... oh, that is a gear. That is not the correct shape. My mistake. Ah! You imagine the vibrations dropping that freaking huge bronze key. Just shakes all of the buildings crumble from the reverberations of the key hitting the floor. It's funny, on one hand, I kind of wish you could explore more areas at the same time, but on the other hand, I completely get why they restrict it to such a small group. Where do I want this key, then? Oh, is that for this? This must take me underground, and then... oh, how do I get it in, though? And then maybe we come back up through this later. I don't know how you get it in. Oh, can you just slide it through the crack in the grates? Or this way. If you've noticed, all of the individual sections are colorful and visually distinct from each other, so you can kind of formulate a path in your mind about what direction correlates with what house or building. It's good design sense there. Actually don't know that that's right either. It looks like a gear, but I don't think this makes sense with that. What's the end of it look like? No, I don't think so. Oh. This. Just forgot about that one entirely. Okay, we gotta get the blue crystal back. Or the blue-green crystal, the aquamarine jelly bean. It's turquoise. It's very, very much turquoise. What am I talking about? Oh, you want to call it teal. That's also fine. Oh, I found everything you did adorable. Your quirks were charming. I love discovering them and learning what made you tick. I hate the past tense on this, because I know what... well, I don't know. It doesn't take a genius to see what's coming, probably. And then I need to shove the red crystal through this wall. Okay. I guess we'll do that first. Well, I don't know what form their hardship is going to take, but I imagine there will be a hardship. That's just how life works. Right, so the red crystal's still stuck inside the house, isn't it? It's still in there. So I have to go get the blue crystal again. Teal. Maybe if it's tiny, I can work with it better. Kind of doesn't matter how big it is, as far as I can tell. Look, they even, like, they wall off this area, too, so you don't accidentally get lost or, like, lock your crystal in the wrong zone. Everybody hates when you lock your crystal in the wrong zone. What the heck am I gonna do now? This only worked for dropping it in, but not getting it back out again. Can I, like, lean it on the step? Nope. It's so fidgety. Oh, am I supposed to throw the crystal out the window, too? But it won't fit unless I made it smaller. Which I can do? Okay, I think I understand. Okay, back it up. The other thing is the square button to bring the thing close to your chest doesn't always work. If there's something in the way of it. Hang on, what? I need to get the red crystal out and also the blue crystal out at the same time. I guess couldn't I soft lock myself if I threw the blue crystal out that window? Or can that not be done? Jesus. I don't know. I'm kind of confused now. No, if you threw it out the window, you can just walk out with the red one. No, no, you can't because the frontmost gate requires the teal crystal. You can totally soft lock yourself. Oh, I see. I figured 80% of the dev in this would be like troubleshooting all the various ways people screw themselves with the puzzles. You did multiple times. That's unfortunate. It can be very difficult to deal with these constraints. I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. I can get one or the other, but not both. What if you threw the blue crystal out the window and walked with the red one? Again, you can't. I'm locked in. I can't get to what goes out the window from this area. It goes outside of this zone. It's over on the other side of this wall here, so I wouldn't be able to get the blue crystal anymore, so I guess I would be soft locked. And to get out the front door, you need the teal crystal. Oh, does it fit in the tiny wall? Oh. Oh. Okay, I don't know if that was the way you were intended to do that, but I'll take it. I guess it might be, considering that shape is quite similar. Clever thinking. Yeah, I think that might actually have been the real solution, because this looks like it's meant to be steps for you to climb up and get it. They hadn't really built structures like this, and they want you to be able to get to the sides, so... Yeah, it's the same on both. I bet that's actually the real solution. And then this shape on the grating. That's the solution? That puzzle took me way too long in my playthrough. Fair enough. Cool, so now we got the red crystal out. I legit didn't know how I was going to solve that. Now we need to do what again? Now we've got to put the red crystal in through there. I guess we could just drop that off. I imagine it would just be an invisible wall if that grating wasn't intended to be used like that. Yeah, I suppose. And, well, that's where, you know, subtle design sense comes into play. It could have just been a solid wall or not. I mean, it depends how much they want to just convey a sense of texture. And they have used a variety of different types of repeated patterns in this game, so it wouldn't have been out of place if they just wanted there to be a cool-looking, intricate grating there. Would be visually consistent with the rest of it. But in this case, it was actually, you know, more than that. If you've noticed, most of the textures are very, very bare. You know, it's kind of a sponge paint pattern on this one. They're more to convey a vague sense of, you know, some sort of materiality. But really, most of the design work is done through geometry, repetition, pattern, scale, and, you know, metal versus matte. I really quite like that. I think it's very effective in conveying a better sense of contrast. It's not too busy. You get shapes and silhouettes better that way. It doesn't distract as much. I mean, obviously you don't want that same design sense for every single game, but when it comes up and is done fairly well, I really like seeing it.
That was a nice ceremony.
Yeah, I liked the giant goblet they drank out of.
I'm glad she didn't have a veil.
Why?
I just feel like the veil, the death do us part, it feels very haunted, very ghosty.
I like ghosts. I'm actually very excited to be one.
Ooh, when you die, where do you want to haunt?
When I die?
Yeah, when you're a ghost, where do you want to haunt?
I guess I want to zoom over the ocean really fast.
Really? Which part of the ocean?
The whole ocean. I just want to zip around with my arms spread out. I don't want to haunt anyone in particular. Just the whole
Just want to haunt the whole
sea
sea.
Creatures and seagulls. Interesting choice.
Where do you want to haunt?
Well, if I die before you, I would want to haunt you.
Are you gonna try and scare me?
Oh, I'm gonna spill your coffee all the time just to remind you of me.
You dead and no coffee. My worst nightmare.
Oh, really? Is that your worst nightmare?
Michael,
Well,
I honestly don't know what I'd do without coffee.
Yeah, they held on to that being playful for way longer than I'd have been able to. That's a beautiful image. Hey, JR. I just, like, can't joke about some things like that for some reason. It just immediately makes me emotional. I can't really, like, get into the headspace of, like, what if you died and you were a ghost? It's, like, too real immediately. Oh, a bridge. I saw someone on Twitter saying that the way that they speak to each other is, like, incredibly wrong. And I don't know if I agree. I mean, it's definitely exaggerated and a bit hyperbolic. Whoa. But I feel like this whole thing is sort of a game of telephone with sort of ethereal memories. So it kind of feels like an idealized way to remember the interactions they had, more so than a literal depiction of the words they spoke to each other, if that makes sense. So I'm not receiving it in the way that that person seemed to, even though I kind of also grant that it is, you know, a bit over the top too. And it doesn't seem, yeah, that far-fetched either. It's just like a little exaggerated. Our lives are so happily joined that even when we disagreed... This is just like a labyrinth now in the middle of it. Or maybe not a labyrinth, just a wall. There's a wall! Hang on, what? Also, it's like slightly framey right here. Why here? Oh, I need to put the red crystal against it. Okay, you need to hang on. I thought that we were going to use something to press it into that gear, not that we were just going to take the gear. Will this work? Oh, it bonks. It's too big. But I'm blocked off from being able to change the scales of things at the moment. So what does that leave me with then? I wonder how much you can screw with the game by, like, dropping things over walls. Like, you can actually do that, so... I don't know, if they're a little fast and loose with the whole soft locking thing, it would seem to me that maybe there's ways you could mess with it that way, too. Am I supposed to, like, drop it over the top? Oh, nope. Dink. What am I missing? This is all restricted access. There's still this. But I don't know if we do anything with this yet. This is all blocked. I'm guessing if there's a wall in front, you can't... Oh, you totally can. Okay, that worries me a little. Like, if I lost this out of bounds right now, and I couldn't get to the place to pick it up as a smaller version, I guess it's just gone? At least for the moment. It's another soft lock potential. So we can't even get in here, because there's a ghost wall in front of it. Why is it framey now? Even when we disagreed. I feel like it's giving me a hint by showing me ... but I don't know what to take from that. I need this to be smaller so I can wedge it through the wall. Can I, like... No, it doesn't let me put it that far out. Oh, we could see each other's side. But it's still too big, though. That looks like what you're supposed to do. Okay, maybe this is just a hint, actually. I want to say this is probably the weirdest puzzle in the game. Oh, geez, really? I just thought I was supposed to have the ball be small enough to put it out this back window. And somehow that would activate this crystal, but I'm not really sure why. Do I have to put it in view of the other side of the wall and then it'll open? Oh, that's probably why it's lagging. In fact, that's almost definitely why it's lagging, because of the recursion of this. So there's like a camera viewpoint straight ahead, where my cursor is roughly, yeah, there, in that window. And so when I look at it, it's projecting the same space again which is probably doubling the amount of work that the GPU needs to do. Okay, now what? I can see the crystal and the other side. I have to use the gear with that somehow? There's not really much else to use the gear with at the moment, but I didn't think it was related to this. No, that doesn't fit. It's fairly close, but it doesn't fit. Most people ask for a hint on this one. Is that so? Well, you might laugh when I say this, but I think that I have a decent track record with puzzle games, and I think I will figure it out eventually. I think actually that's not entirely accurate. Maybe I'm not amazing at puzzle games, but I have enough patience to get through them most of the time. Maybe that's a more accurate way of putting it. It's right there. You can't put the cog in? You mean the thing I just tried to do 3 times? It's much too large. Unless you mean I just have to line up the perspective of it, which is not something we've had to do at all. Quite like that. Is that what I'm supposed to do? That's... okay. It does look like it would do that, but it doesn't. Can't really get a good angle on it. What if I throw it like Metal Man? I can't get the scale to match. It's either the scale or the perspective, like you can't have both. You can't really stand in a way that makes you straight onto it. Would have soft locked myself putting the gear through all the holes. I mean, yeah, I guess I could, like, turn this sideways and do that, but would that help me? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Oh my gosh, can I... No. I think all I can do is drop it right now, and dropping it probably is going to help me very much, but this is probably the right idea. Okay, how is this helpful? So now I can see the gear from the other side. Can I then pick it up in that scale? No. It's too far away or too big, I'm not sure which. Okay, I think that's the right world, though. I have to do something with this window. And the gear is now gone. I can't use the gear anymore. I thought I'd still be able to grab it since I could drop it, but you can drop things further than you can grab them, unfortunately. Oh, I haven't soft-locked it. Okay, I'd like to know how I haven't soft-locked it, because that is informative. I can't reach it from here or there. And as far as I'm aware, those are the only places I can grab things from right now. But I guess what you mean is that's not the... Excuse me, the solution? Can I get up high somewhere? There's not really anywhere to go. All we have in here is the teal crystal and the red crystal. I guess I could free the two crystals again. Don't know if there's a reason for that, though. That's far too big to be helpful. That has a fog wall. I think they all do, right? This one does too. So yeah, you can open it, doesn't help. Is the fact that that floor is red somehow useful? Do I need to put the red crystal on that floor? I guess probably not. What I need to do is make this crystal smaller, so somehow I can pass it through one of these bars or through the window. Somehow it has to neutralize the other crystal over there, because we did that in the very first gate, which was here. That looks lovely, but that doesn't help at all. You can't grab the thinner red crystal. No, these are, they're not for grabbing, they're just for neutralizing. Only this main one seems to be for grabbing. No, we can't reach the miniature model at all. This is absolutely the linchpin to this puzzle, though, isn't it? It has to be. I don't know what these two little boxes are on the floor. I feel like they stand out. Can you toss the red crystal over the back wall without soft locking? Oh, like physically just drop it over here? Sure, why not? If that's the solution. Okay, bye. I decided to put my trust in that there was a ramp, but there's no ramp. Yeah, so there's the small crystal, which is also out of my grab range as well. I think it's dead. I haven't soft locked it? What on earth? Oh, you're operating on some other level of, like, brain mind strategies. My brain mind's like a slug trying to crawl over a pile of salt. You're full on tapping your head. Think IQ levels. What on earth am I supposed to do here? It's so weird that this one spot is inaccessible too. Like, why? There's so few things that I can do. It is very relaxing, though. Even if you're lost and confused, it's still pretty relaxing. Oh. Really? No, not like this. What? There's a lever. I respect it, but dang. Yeah, my mind was not functioning like that at all. But I respect it, though. I respect it. It's really definitely different than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't attuned at all for a platforming challenge. And by platforming, I just mean, you know, in the simplest, vaguest, most term. But, like, just looking for a thing to jump off of was not at all what I was going for there. Yep, it was hinges, or a platform or something. That's pretty cool. Have I mentioned I respect it? It is what I thought, and I still hate it. Oh, look, it's so tiny now. Hi, Laura. Welcome back.
Are we being weird right now?
Yeah, we are. The level designers are indeed being a little weird.
Painting together in a public park while drinking wine.
Not at all. I'm sure a lot of famous artists did exactly this. And who knows, maybe in this very spot.
Oh, we should probably get going. Holly's 4th of July parties are not to be missed.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, let's...
I know that about Holly.
I just...
What?
I mean, I'm looking forward to the party, but I don't want this to end.
Me neither.
Could we just not go, stay in the park, and keep painting?
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the best day I've ever had.
Me too.
Oh.
Why end it just for some party?
Let's not let this end.
Text Holly. She'll understand.
I love you, Michael.
I love you, Kenzie.
I got a trophy. Can you imagine? The wedge. Oh no. Not the wedge. I hope it's a wedge of cheese with their wine. Memories have a funny way of clinging together. They're often not arranged in the order they happened, but by the feelings they stirred. Seeing our sketches again took me to places I hadn't thought about in forever.